So in today's session, okay, let me see if the recording is started. So I'll first go through the slides and then I will talk about and I'll take the questions also after that. So in today's session, we are going to talk about in general about VLSI, career roles in VLSI, what are the jobs, what are the opportunities in the future, and we're going to talk about an overview of that. We will also talk about the training program that we have launched. It's a job-oriented training program, and I'm also gonna talk about that. So let me start with semiconductor markets. Like semiconductor market is $522 billion market, and it's growing, as in it's expected to reach 1 trillion market by the 2030. So it's a very high growth market. A lot of opportunities exist, especially in India, where we are rich in talent and there are a lot of engineers graduating from India. So it's a very fast and high growing market. In semiconductor design, as in the design complexity is increasing, like this is one of the ARM processor, this is how it looks like. So you can see there are multiple components in this. There is CPU, memory, FPU. So the complexity of the design is increasing. So there is increasing need of highly talented engineers who have been trained well to enter into the industry. There are multiple growth factors which are driving the industry. For example, there is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence requires a lot of hardware for them to work. So there are a lot of new artificial intelligence also coming up. And of course, like big companies like Facebook and other big companies are also entering into artificial intelligence. There is a lot of Internet of Things devices which are coming up, devices which can measure your water level. There are a lot of devices which can do small things, but there are a lot of these devices which are coming up, which are connected to internet, like your Alexa, your water measuring devices, your Google Home. So there are a lot of devices like that. Then there are autonomous vehicles which are coming up, cars and these things, right? Autonomous vehicles which are coming up, automatic driving car. There are a lot of sensors in the car which detects, okay, you can have collision, you are very near to, like when you're changing lane, you're very near your blind side spot detection, your lane change detection. So there are a lot of electronic component coming into the car. Of course, with 5G, as in again, as in with the data speed, there are a lot of new technologies which will come up, which will enable this semiconductor. So the lot of future trends and enablers is driving the growth of semiconductor industry, and it's going to be one of the biggest. By 2030, it's going to be $1 trillion industry. So, for example, AI accelerator, as in there is a lot of multiplication required, so that is coming up. Now the question, there is IoT devices, there is a lot of automotive devices. Right? So in that respect, how is India doing, as in what is happening in India, right? So government has introduced a lot of funding, as in recently, as in just on 24th of February, there was a program about Semicon India Future Design. Government actually funded 3 startups there, and actually there is government has a lot of plan in skill development. Government has a lot of plan in building fab, as you might be hearing in the news every day. And what we are trying to do is we are trying to help and contribute our part in the skill building part of the industry. So there is exceptional talent pool in India. There is 20% of semiconductor design engineers in India. So there's an exceptional pool, talent of pool. There are thousands of chips which are designed by these engineers, around 20% of world semiconductor engineer every year in the country. And India is at the right position for growth to achieve self-reliance and technology leadership in the semiconductor design center. So if you are a engineer, if you're an engineer, as in if you're a fresh graduate, or if you are a person who has been in the industry for some time, or if you are a college teacher who wants to get back into the industry, there is opportunity for everyone. Once you get the right training, there is opportunity for everyone to grow. Okay, what I'm going to talk about is what are the various kind of roles which exist in in the industry, so you can relate to it. But keep in mind, as in there is lot of opportunities which exist, and this is the best time to be in semiconductor industry worldwide and especially in India. So let me talk about little bit about the careers which exist. Okay, so there is something called front end in VLSI, and basically front end is where you are in early part of the design. So which we call RTL design. RTL design is basically register transfer level design, which is very log design. So there are jobs like HDL developers who design IP. IP are components which go into full chip or fabrication. So there is IP designer, associate designer. So there is HDL developers who write Verilog code, system Verilog code, connect one module to another. So basically do SOC. So there is that kind of role, which is known as HDL or RTL developer role. Then there are role people who do static checks, like they run lint CDC, do low power design. So this is verification aspect. So there is this kind of role. Then there is people basically who do synthesis, which convert RTL to gate. So where basically they convert it into constraints and do optimization. So there is that role. There is role in DFT, which is known as design for test. And if you're not familiar with these terms, as in we do have a training program which covers all this, but right now I'm just trying to show you there is a lot of opportunity which exists. So there are a lot of opportunity like RTL developer, static checker, synthesis, DFT, equivalence checking, sign off checks. So these are multiple roles in RTL design. So you can see, right, there are thousands of jobs in this area, right, in RTL design itself. Then there is backend. In the backend, there is floor planning, partitioning, placement. All these activities are done. And again, there are a lot of jobs available, probably more than front end in backend as well. So there is jobs in front end, there are jobs in backend. So these are companies like your Google, your Nvidia, your Qualcomm, your Intel, Infineon, Marvell. Every semiconductor company you can think of has an office in India. Now Apple also has an office in India. Google, both cloud division and their chips division, both have in India. And there are thousands of engineers. 20% of the world workforce is working in India, and it's gonna grow exponentially. So it's the best time to be in this field, best time to enter. You get high salaries, as in once you put in the right required training which you need to do, your salaries grow much faster than your IT industry, and you are much more valuable as you grow senior in your careers. There are also third kind of companies which are also known as EDA companies, electronic design automation companies, like you might have heard about Synopsys. There is Mentor, there is Cadence, there is Siemens, there is Intel also has FPGA. So there are multiple kind of roles which exist. One is R&D engineer, that is typically doing C or C++ coding. Then there is product engineers which do verify the product, run the software. There are application engineers which support the semiconductor companies in helping run the tool. And then there is sales and marketing. So you can see, right, there are semiconductor companies, there are front end jobs, there are back end jobs, there are EDA companies, there are jobs, multiple kind of jobs there. So you can see how many types of jobs exist, and there is a big opportunity. And that's what we are going to help you people get into that industry. So what we are doing to help you guys get into this industry is there is a program we have launched. This program is what with Safal. Safal is a semiconductor fabless accelerator lab. This is supported by Karnataka government, and is basically supported by multiple electronic companies and also multiple other companies. So it's in collaboration with the India Electronics and Semiconductor Association. And we are Meta VLSI. Meta VLSI is a new age tech company, and we are inspiring people and developing people to achieve their jobs roles in goals in semiconductor life. In this program, we have commercial tools. So we have our EDA partners, which are Siemens and Synopsys. So you will get commercial access to the tools. And this is a training program. At the end of it, you will get a certificate uh, f- from Shuffle and Meta VLSI of this training program. So it's a chip design program. This brochure is available on our website, available on our LinkedIn page, and also there is a link I'll be sending in the chat window. So if you are interested in this program, you can register. Why you should join this program is this is an industry ready training program. Domain experts are going to deliver this training program. There are industry standard commercial tools which are being used. 24 access AWS based clouds and labs tool access you'll get. There are easy to understand lecture videos. There will be interactive lessons. There will be recorded videos. There will be hands on lab, and it will be comprehensive. It will cover all the aspects. Sometimes it's equivalent to like 1 or 2 years of experience in the industry. The program is going to be at that level. It's very, very highly detailed, very rigorous program, so that you are like equivalent to 1 or 2 years of industry level in some cases. There'll be labs for each concept. There'll be physical interaction with invited industry leaders, which will be doing every weekly, both virtually and physically. It's a unique hybrid program, and we'll be training really hard skills which are really really necessary for a high paying job and also to grow in career. We are not just like any other training institute where we'll just make you good enough to clear a job. No, we'll be mentoring you to a high growth career, to a high paying salary career. You'll be working on industry projects, awareness, all those things will be there. And the trainers, which are people who are industry experts, like I'll be one of the trainer. I'll be taking the RTL design course. Then we have Anand who will be taking the verification course. It's a 12-week training program. First 6 weeks will be focusing on fundamentals of VLSI, like VLSI flow, logic design fundamental, Unix, Vim, Tickle, digital design with Verilog, functional verification, logic synthesis and equivalence checking, DFT, basic of physical design and STA, gate level simulation. Then next 6 weeks will be specialization in one of the field of. We are starting with two fields. One is RTL design, other is design verification. Later on in future programs, we'll also be adding physical design, STA, and FPGA. And as I said, right, once you do go through the right training, trained by right set of mentors, your salary as a VLSI engineer grow much, much, much faster than any other field like IT engineer. And in this program is exactly designed to do that. You'll learn from the best people, best mentors who are actually working in the industry. They're not like just people who were not able to get job and are becoming your mentor. These people are actually working in the industry. Like one person is me, Vikas Sachdeva. We have Anand, who has been previously CTO of Aero Devices, and he has more than 23 years of experience in this verification. Course content is vetted by semiconductor partners, so it's a really really good program for you to join if you want to succeed in the VLSI industry. Let me go into a little bit of details of that program as well. We'll be starting with basically Monday to Friday. There'll be virtual session. Each day video will be provided. There'll be two Q&A session every day, one in the morning, one in the evening, so you can do it with your college, with your job, even if you're looking for a job. There'll be a dedicated cohort group to stay in touch during the day. It can WhatsApp group. Saturday there'll be face-to-face session. Of also this will be telecasted live. There'll be invited industry leader. There'll be face-to-face interaction. Industry leader will talk about what are the opportunities in VLSI, what are the opportunities in their particular companies, and also give you some tips on how to grow in VLSI, how to get a good job in VLSI. So you can think of you can pretty much get if with this program you can, if you do well, you can pretty much get into any highest paying company in India. So first part, as I said, right, will be basic fundamentals of RTL design. We'll cover all these. We'll say flow, Unix, Tickle, JVM, CMOS and digital design basics, logic design fundamental, digital design with Verilog, functional verification, logic synthesis, DFT, gate level simulation, vector simulation, physical design, STA. Then you'll graduate from the fundamental program. And then we'll go into advanced program. So after that, students will be divided into two streams. One is RTL design specific specialization, other will be design verification specialization. In RTL design specialization, we'll be covering Lint and RTL design best practices. We'll be covering system Verilog for design, which is very important nowadays. We'll covering low power design aspect, which is very important for your IoT devices, mobile phones, which will be covering that. No other program covers that. There'll be RTL design where you'll be working on basic designs, then some complex design, FIFO design, protocol design, complex design for low power channel. And then by the end of the program, you will actually build a mini SoC, integrate that, and do a design of that. So you can see this program is really comprehensive and equivalent to some, in some cases, 1 or 2 years experience people in the industry. Similarly, there will be verification stream. System Verilog will be teaching for verification, UVM, verification process, how do you automate, and then again, you will build design, do verification of design, you will actually do a verification of min associate design. And of course, during the end, we'll help you with mock interviews, with your placement. So really, really comprehensive plan. There is a lot of growth in semiconductor industry. And with this program, you are at the right place to take advantage of this growth. So, as in, if you're interested in this program, I'll be sharing the link. You can also go to VLSI Deep Dive LinkedIn page. There is a link there as well. You can check that. I'll be sharing the link right here in the chat window here also. Please fill this form if you're interested in this program. It is going to be really a career changing program for you. Now, I'll take questions. Please type in your questions in the chat window and I will try to answer as much as I can. And of course, you can also reach out to us later if you have any more questions. So let me read the questions. I'm just typing the form which you need to fill to get enter into this program. Please fill this form if you're interested in this program. Okay, so there is Dhruva Kumar. I'm planning to shift to VLSI industry now. I worked as a lecturer for 12 years. Can you suggest? Yeah, you can move on. You have to be a little bit okay with trying to join as a fresher, or little bit, because you 12 years experience in the academia may not be equivalent to 12 years experience in the industry. But if you take this program, there is a high chance you will really get into, because you will be learning real things which people actually work on in the industry. So there is a very good opportunity, Dhruva. You should join this program, and there is a path for you. Please, if you have any more questions, please type it in the chat window. Keep them coming, and I will answer as your career related queries, any other questions you might have for VLSA. Do fill this form. I have sent the link here, and also fill this form. If you're not able to find it here, go to LinkedIn page of VLSI Deep Dive. I've also posted it there. So any more questions, please put in here, and I will answer. I'm waiting for your questions. Please type in your questions in the chat window, or you can unmute and ask also. That also is okay. Okay, so there is a question. I'm a recent graduate and having an offer of IT with no bond, and my previous interview from Cadence, they said market situation is bad. Can What can I do? I think so. There are two options you have, as in for a semiconductor. There are multiple other companies as well. If you are ECE graduate, I would recommend you to take ECE job, because, as I said, right, it's very high growth path for an electronic engineer versus an IT offer. So I would suggest you to interview into other companies. If you think you're not there in terms of clearing the interviews and in terms of your skills, you can also take this training program, and then basically you'll be eligible for a lot more companies than you may be now. So you are welcome to take this training program as well. But if you want to apply separately for interviews, please feel free to do that. And I'm suggesting you to stay in the core domain, because that will be very best for your career. So you should take more interviews if you can wait, or you can take the IT offer and still apply for interviews. But I would recommend you to stay in the field because there are a lot of opportunities. You should not miss it. So there is a question: what are the cost prices of these training program? As in, once you fill the form, our team will reach out to you based upon your skills. Will suggest you the best program and will share the prices also. So please fill in the form, and our team will reach out with the prices and how to enroll for the course. We'll also send you the detailed course. So there is a question: what is the best role to have, RTL designer or DV? There is nothing best. So what we are gonna do in this program is, we for the first 6 weeks you will go through everything, you'll learn everything, and then working with you, we will figure out what is the best profile for you. For example, let's say some people like thinking in hardware more, then there'll be RTL designer, which is better. Some people think about coding and are good in finding bugs, their DV profile may be better. So both are equally good and both have equally good opportunities. So depending upon your skill set, you should choose one, and we will help you choose one in based upon your skills in this training program. As a fresher company, so there is another question. As a fresher company asks for 3 years born in VLSI industry, is it okay to sign or suggest? It depends on case by case basis, Dhruva. As in, I can't generally say where it's okay. As in, if it's a good company, usually it's okay. But a specific question, which company it is, based upon that, I can answer offline. So what you can do is go to our website www.vlsideepdive.com. You will see a WhatsApp button here. Click on that button, and I will help you out with your specific company you're talking about. Okay, there is a general question: what is the future of VLSI domain career prospect in 10 years, assuming we are reaching physical limits of Moore's law in chip design? So that's a good question. Uh, so there are multiple opportunities, as you can see, right? As in, right now, if you see, right, most of the design tech which is being done is not on latest technologies. Like you will see, there's still like automotive design, analog design is still 180 nanometer, 90 nanometer, those kind of design. Most of the IoT design is 45 nanometer and 90 nanometer. And also, they although Moore's law is reaching the limits, there are other technologies which are coming up, like AMD is making so much progress in architecture with their chiplet design. So it's not that it's end of VLSI, because Moore's law is, as in, there is architecture level improvements which is being done. So there is that's why it's almost like 500 billion industry, but it's expected to be 1 trillion industry in next 7 years. So you can expect, as you know, it's almost double. So you can see how much growth it's going to be, even though Moore's law limit is increasing. But typically, whenever we have seen these limits, people have come up with new ways to grow further. Maybe it will be architectural level, maybe new advanced technology, maybe quantum. So something will happen. So that there is a lot of growth which is coming up, and it's independent of Moore's law, because most of the technologies which are still being used are not the limit of Moore's law, as I said, right, 45 nanometer, and a lot of driving forces are actually in automotive, and those things are much lower, much more technology node, like 180 nanometer, 90 nanometer. So there is a lot of opportunity. As in, Indian government itself told, as in, their plan is to skill around 85,000 people in next 3 years. So that's the kind of jobs you are looking at. Doing master. So there is a question: doing masters in VLSI after 2 years of experience in core domain is worth, as recently AICTE has announced the program for VLSI. Uh, so my experience has been, as in, if you're getting masters in good college, then it's good. But a lot of people I've seen have really succeeded with bachelors as well. So it depends on individual person. But I would say masters is not necessary. As in, once you have the right set of training, master is not necessary. AICTE has announced BE program, and a lot of universities are going to be launching that. But if you really want to succeed, you need the right set of training program. So there's a question: best universities for doing masters in VLSI. I would rather suggest to do work in a good company after bachelor's and then think about masters, because then you also know what thing you want to do masters, and sometimes you're just doing masters to get a job. So then rather than doing masters, you do a training program like this, and that will be better. In terms of masters, IISc is good, IITs are good, and some of the NITs are also good. And if you have a question about specific university, as I said, go to www.vlsideepdive.com. There is a WhatsApp button. You can reach out to me. And for specific university, I can answer your question as well. Please keep your questions coming, as in I'm here for some more time. So keep your questions coming.